obviously, it seems like we should be celebrating, right? Because Raif Badawi has finally been freed from prison. And obviously, I'm sure when you must have read this and like, I was like, finally. But that was so short-lived because they've gone and slapped a travel ban on him for 10 years. So his wife, Insaf Heather, who I'm sure we all follow on Twitter or know about, has been kept away. Her and her their three children together have been kept away for so long. And even now, you go ahead and free him. And this is the problem, like Horace, even when we talked about last week with that Mexican lady who was raped. And I just kept saying to you, thankfully she got out, yeah, because the last ultimate thing they do to like make your life a misery is slap you with a travel ban. I've seen it across so many situations, and for Raif, it meant so much more because he's actually in prison there for so long. But we see it in cases where, you know, people are going to report rapes. We see it for bloggers who have been convicted for insulting Islam. Even in my situation, the travel ban was imminent. I just fled in time. So this is definitely a ruse that they use in the Middle East once it's almost like a last resort thing. And that's what they've also done to Lujain, who fought for the driving rights in Saudi Arabia for women, who was actually still in prison at the time when driving for women became legal. So it just goes to show you that even if you're free from jail, you're not free from the confines of the Saudi authorities. So we'll just read this quickly. 10-year travel ban for freed blogger Raif Badawi. Badawi, a prominent human rights activist who spent 10 years in jail, was arrested in 2012 and charged with insulting Islam. Saudi Arabia has confirmed a 10-year travel ban for freed blogger and activist Raif Badawi, who has become a symbol of freedom of expression around the world. Badawi, now 38, who was arrested and imprisoned in Saudi in 2012 on charges of insulting Islam, was released on Friday. An Interior Ministry official who spoke on the condition of anonymity told the AFP news agency on Saturday the sentence handed down to Raif was 10 years in prison, followed by a travel ban for the same length of time. 20 years he's going to be held up in that country. The court ruling holds up and is final. He cannot leave the kingdom for another 10 years unless a royal pardon is issued. Yeah.
But basically, he had to keep his mouth shut. Imagine that. He's still basically in prison.
Yeah,
when you can't even say anything, he'd be under close watch.
Living under house arrest in some isolated villa in Saudi Arabia without your family is not anything short of, okay, fine, the conditions might be a little bit better than your prison, but mentally, emotionally, pretty much physically, you're still shackled in so many ways.
But we still have to be, obviously, you know, we have to say, well, it's better, and he needs to be careful, and you know, it's just hopefully they'll let him go earlier. But I doubt it, because I think it's Canada that took Raif's family, took the family in, and then Canada actually severed their diplomatic relationship for a little bit, or maybe they still are, after Raif's sister as well. She was arrested as well, because she was an activist as well. What a family of brave people.
For real.
So I think they severed their diplomatic relationships with ties with Saudi Arabia, and I think now no amount of pressure on Saudi Arabia could get him out, at least by Canada, maybe by United States.
Well, Canada's, yeah.
But United States relationships with Saudi Arabia is also very frosty right now, because Saudi Arabia abstained from voting in the UN to condemn Russia.
Yeah, right. So just to quickly go back to obviously his sentencing. So Badawi was sentenced to 10 years and 50 lashes a week for 20 weeks. So you can imagine. His first flogging in the kingdom's Jeddah Square was described by the UN as cruel and inhuman. After the outcry, he was not lashed again. Badawi's sister, as Haris said, Samar Badawi, was arrested in July 2018, along with more than a dozen other activists, on suspicion of harming Saudi interests. She was released last year. And this is exactly why the travel ban is implemented, by the way, because they know that once they let you out of the kingdom, you are going to chat about the kingdom and you are going to actually be a threat to their national integrity. It's the same thing you see as soon as they know you can open your mouth in the free West, and they know that you most likely will. There's no chance they're going to let you leave the country. So that's why they've slapped another 10 years on him. But yeah, so Canada is doing whatever they can in this very sticky situation. But Canada's Quebec province has paved the way for Badawi to take shelter in the country if he chooses, by placing him on a priority list of potential immigrants for humanitarian reasons. Finally, Quebec Premier Francois Legault tweeted on Friday about his release, adding, "I keep thinking about the children who will finally see their father." I'm sure, as we all do, which is why the 10-year travel ban just seemed so unnecessarily hefty on top of what he's already gone through. But yeah, Haris, just about the US here as well. In rare public criticism, the US urged the kingdom on March 8th to review cases of prisoners of conscience and lift travel bans and other restrictions imposed on women's rights activists previously released from jail. If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone!